everyone, I am Danielle and welcome to my YouTube. I decided to make a YouTube because I've wanted to have one for like years, but I just never knew what I would have one about really. But I love to travel and I'd love to travel more, so it's going to be based on that. So a couple of things about me. As I said, I'm Danielle. I am 23 years old. I'm from Scotland and I live in Germany at the moment. Keywords at the moment. So yeah, I moved here in July 2021. So I've been here since. I'm not sure how long I'll be here. I don't know where I'll go next, but I'm here at the moment. So yeah, as I said, it's going to be about travel. So I'll start with my travel journey, I guess. It started when I was 19. So I moved to Italy, like Rome. I got a job with a company called Eurocamp, which is a seasonal holiday company, and I was a holiday rep or a courier. So I had applied for the job in like the March. I got an interview in April, and 10 days later I was living my best life in Rome, and it was amazing. I love Rome. Rome is home. I would love to go back. It's just got such a special place in my heart. I met such amazing people. And obviously it will always be special because it was the first place I went. Like, I just turned 19 and I went, goodbye. Just moved by myself. So yeah, it was amazing. So yeah, I went out in April and it finished in October, and then I just went back to Scotland. And I'd reapplied for the job for the next year and ended up in the Dordogne region in France. I was near a town called Sarlat, which was also really nice. It was me and my partner that went. We went in the May 2019 and again was there until about the October. But this time I was like, I'm not going back to Scotland. Ain't no way I'm going back to Scotland for the cold. Get me out. So I just saved up my pennies, and a girl that I'd met the season before, like in Italy, we decided to go backpacking for a couple months in Southeast Asia. So we left just before New Year's Eve. Flew down to Manchester, met her, and then from Manchester we went on. So we spent a month backpacking around the Philippines, which is just so stunning. Like, it was just unreal. Like, it was special as soon as we got there. Like, it was amazing. And we had overbooked by like a couple of days, so you can only be in the country for 30 days from the day you're like, including the day you arrive and the day you leave. And then the same in Indonesia, which is where we went next. So we had a couple of days spare, so we decided to go to Kuala Lumpur. So we spent a couple of days in the city, which was really nice. Kuala Lumpur had nice vibes. And then we went around Indonesia for a month. And then mostly we headed back home. I got back to Scotland, and I was meant to be going back out to work in France. It was only meant like 10 days or to 2 weeks later. So it was just enough time to get home, see everyone, unpack and repack, and leave again. But as you'll know, you might have worked that out. So that should have been, I came home in March 2020, which everyone knows what happens next. COVID hit. So the night before my flight, I was actually at my auntie's house saying bye to all of them. My partner was at my mum's house with like them because my flight was at 6 o'clock the next morning. I was like, I'll just be 5 minutes. I'm just going to go say bye. And then I noticed I had a few missed calls, I had emails, I had texts like, do not get on your flight. And I was like, what? And everyone had been joking like, what if you don't get over? What if you don't get over? Or what if you get stuck in France? And I was like, try to get stuck in France than get stuck in Scotland. So that's what I thought was going to happen, but sadly that did not happen. I got stuck in Scotland, but it was a little bit of a blessing, because if I had managed to get onto that flight the next day, I think I was flying on the Sunday, on the Tuesday everyone that was already out was having to come back to the UK, so I would have got there and had to come straight back anyway, so I'm glad I didn't go through the hassle, so I think that would have been worse. So yeah, so I got stuck in Scotland, no money from travelling, no job, and in like lockdown I was like, what do I do now? So I hit rock bottom and had to get a job in my local co-op. Now, no offence to retail workers or anything, like I was doing it for over a year, I've had other retail jobs, but like I'm from such a tiny town, and I always just told myself, you will never have to work in that shop. And I did. It wasn't the worst thing that ever happened to me. Like some of the people I worked with there are amazing, like I still talk to them, but oh god, was I glad to see the back of that. So yes, I'd been working there. I didn't think it was going to be for long, thought it's fine, this obviously everyone thought it was going to blow over quickly and I'll get back out to France, and that just didn't happen. Only a couple of sites opened up, so sadly I didn't get my job back, so I just stayed working at the co-op. I was looking for other jobs, and obviously a lot of things weren't opening up, or if they were, they already had like their staff selected, so I was just unfortunate. So for the job that I'm now at in Germany, I applied in December 2020, was like, please get out before Brexit, because I knew that was going to be difficult. But I didn't. So I didn't end up getting over here until July 2021. I was meant to be, me and my partner were meant to be over in, I think it started as March, then May, then June, and we finally got over on the 26th, I think, of July. Because of Brexit and because of COVID, countries kept shutting down, people kept going into lockdown, there was just no good time to go. And I'd still been applying for other jobs. I was on waiting lists for cruises and other things like that. I was just like, get me out of here, please. And we finally got over to Germany anyway. So yeah, that's a bit about me at the moment. I also have a online travel business. So I'm an online travel agent, which I started during lockdown because I was just dreaming of travel. I was just like absorbing everything that I could to get me into travel. So I've done some courses with that, which I'll probably talk about in more detail in another video. I'll talk about all my other travels in more detail in other videos as well. But I think it would be most fitting. So my most recent trip, finally. So obviously, as I said, that was from March 2020 until July 2021. I was in Scotland, which was horrific, but also it was a blessing in disguise. Like, it was the longest I'd been at home, and you couldn't go anywhere else, so it forced me to finally travel Scotland a bit more. So I went up to the Isle of Skye, which I'd never been before. I went to Loch Lomond, which I'd never been. I managed to do 2 Munros and do another lot of hill walking. So it was nice. It was well spent back home. And then I moved to Germany, and since being in Germany, I haven't left Germany other than going back to the UK. I've still not done a holiday until February, and I went to Jordan, which was amazing. It was just mind-blowing. Like, I've always wanted to go to the Middle East, and to finally have done it was just so beautiful. But again, I'll do a video on what I like, where I went, what I done, and I think I'll do another video on what to pack, because I bought things specifically for going and I was still struggling with what to wear. It's like I'd never been anywhere like that before. I didn't know what to take, so I'm going to do videos like that as well. So yeah, so that's all to come. So as I said, I keep saying as I said, I've been in Germany since July. You're probably wondering, well, where have you seen in Germany? I've toured around, I've visited towns around like where I stay, which has been cute. I've also done a weekend in Berlin, which sadly I didn't get to do much there because I wasn't fully vaccinated at that point. I was still like another week or two, I was still like another week before I was classed as being fully vaccinated. And for those of you that don't know, Germany is very strict on COVID rules. So I couldn't even get into most of the Christmas markets because I wasn't vaccinated. So I just had to sit at the Airbnb while the girls that I'm friends with went away gallivanting. But lessons learned, nobody knows what's going on with COVID. I also went away to Munich for a long weekend, which was really nice. And I also had a night away in Baden-Baden. So yeah, so I hope this year to finally start getting out of Germany. Like, Germany's nice, but where we are, we're quite central to other countries, so it's only like 2 hours to like Luxembourg, it's like 3 hours to Belgium, depending where you go in France. Like, I can get a train from here to Paris in 3 hours, but I've not managed to do any of that because where I work, the rules were if you weren't vaccinated and you left Germany, you couldn't go to work for like a fortnight. So I didn't do it. And then once I was vaccinated in December, everything shut down. So yeah, so hopefully now things are opening back up again. So we're both vaccinated, we should be able to start doing more travelling, and I will have more things to talk about and post about, because I also have a travel page on Instagram, which I will put in the description below. So you can head over and look at that. It's mainly me posting about travelling, also me just trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing with myself. Because, well, as you have probably guessed by what I've said I've been doing the past few years, I don't have a plan. I didn't go to uni. I went to college for a year and hated it. That's why I decided to leave the country. Yeah, I'm happy just winging it, so stick around, see where I might end up, because your guess is as good as mine. I would love to travel everywhere. Another goal of mine is to have a van and convert it into a camper van and do some touring around Europe or wherever I can drive to, because I also have a pet bearded dragon. So before, when I've went away, he stayed with either my mum or at my dad's, and one of them have looked after him. But this time I brought him with me to Germany. So he also moved with me and my partner to Germany, which has been cool to have him here. So yeah, I would like to get a camper van so I can do more travelling and build him into my van so he can still have his tank, like his vivarium, have all his lights, have his full setup, and he can come touring with me. I can let him outside and bask in the sun, because I will be going to hot destinations exclusively. Nah, I'm maybe some cold, but mainly hot. I like the heat. I was not born in the right country. Yeah, so that's a little bit about me, a little bit about what my channel is going to be about. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope you stick around for the next video. So yeah, thanks for watching.